I want you to introduce who you are, what RCS is, and what you do and how you help people.
How it started was all to do with website development. So I got started, I was a chef by trade back in the day, and I had a catering company, and I moved into that space. And then started working with a lot of businesses, and then realized, hey, I really quite enjoy this. So I started focusing around the website development work. That's where my passion was. That's what I loved. And then over time, that started developing into the SEO and the digital marketing side. Yeah, it's just around growing people's businesses is my main area, but also making it easier for them to manage their business and doing it in a safe, easy, fun sort of way as well. It's like business is hard enough. Just do it in a fun way.
Explain high level how you would define digital marketing and why it's important.
Well, digital marketing, I look at it as a multi-channel approach. Some companies will they might specialize in one or two areas, like might be Facebook ads or it might be Google ads, and that's all that they specialize in. There's so many more opportunities to go multi-channel. So you've got your SEO, you've got your local SEO, you've got Google ads, Instagram, LinkedIn, you've got all these different platforms, newsletter marketing, all these areas that need to be developed with a good content strategy. So once you get those you get good quality content, you've then got the basics of digital marketing strategy. It's important because you need to be in front of the customers that you're targeting. More than anything, it's like, who are you targeting? Who is your audience? And where are they? And pushing ads and content to them.
How would a business who has a basic website but never really invested into understanding SEO, understanding how to make it better. Maybe they built it through just like a template creator or got it done a couple of years ago by a friend or whatever. What would be the first steps they could take to begin to improve that website?
Your first step is you want to be doing a website performance audit. And then as part of that, I look at who are the competition, what level of competition have you got, what keywords are you targeting, and then look at the local SEO with a local SEO audit. Where are you ranking locally for the services that you offer? And that all comes down to website content. So I do a massive audit around the website. I find out all the areas where there's issues with that. Everyone's got issues with their website and they don't realize that they're there. if I was getting started, I would just go with the website audit to start with. I'd go with a localized SEO audit, and I'd work out what my hosting's doing and how secure my website is, because Google, Facebook, and all those platforms are looking at the security of the online as well, and all that becomes part of your ranking. So if you, like, business owners mainly only care about sales, leads, and expenses. They don't care where things come from.
Yeah.
They just want leads coming in. They don't care. So what's it going to cost me? How much is it going to cost me for a lead? That's how I look at it. It's local SEO is the first thing I would look at with my website performance audit. Get my website branded well.
When it comes to someone loading up a website, so they've clicked the link on Google to check it out, the first thing that pops up, what are the most crucial elements to make sure that you get the point across to keep them there? So someone's gone through and typed in Central Coast Builder.
Yep.
You've got your first 5. They're going to open up 5 different tabs.
Yep.
They're going to look quickly at each one. What do you think makes a website stand out that can then help them retain that visitor on the site?
It's before the fold, right? So you first click into your website, before anyone does any scrolling, it's Builder Central Coast.
Yeah.
It's that really good imagery. We've done a few websites with some nice drone footage showing the quality of the work. You might, at the top of the page, I'd have the amount of reviews that you've got. I'd have that fast quoting type of system, and trying to build that trust really, really quickly.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, we're on the Central Coast. Yes, we're a local builder. Look at our work. A lot of it's visual. That's where I think the content and imagery is so important. So yeah, we can get them there to the website, but holding them there, that's the trick.
Yeah.
So I think really good quality footage, spending the money on the imagery, not using this free stock stuff that's out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's good for a point where you're getting started.
Yeah.
But you've got to spend money on that sort of stuff, and I think that's the first part. But your reviews are huge. That's your recommendations and legitimate reviews as well. Like, no one's going to put a bad review on their own website.
Sure.
That's not going to happen. So there's not a lot of trust around that. But if you look at your Facebook and your Google reviews, they're all verified. So there's more trust around that. So you can link up your Google reviews to your website. So it's all about trust. And it takes time to build that. But if you've only got a few seconds, and the other thing would be, you've got to look at your competition and what they're doing, and you've got to compare a lot.
Yeah. A business only has an hour a week to focus on their digital marketing, their website, their social media, whatever. How do you think, what is the most effective way for them to spend that hour?
I would be creating offers and deals. What is the offer? What is going out in the market right now? What are my competition doing? I've got a client who sells kayaks. I'm like, it's a very competitive market. Push a really cheap deal out and bring them into your website. So if someone's going to do anything, I'll be going, yes, we've got this new product. It doesn't have to be discounted, and then create really good content around it. Maybe some video footage, a couple of really nice photos. Push that out to all your socials. But what people get wrong every single time is they put deals and offers onto their social channels and they forget their website. And you simply have to create some content around that offer and deal and put it into your blog, put it onto your website page, whatever it is, and build up your organic rankings and then push it out to your socials. If you can simply do that, content is the big one. It's like, we've got this great deal, make it sound really good, stick to your brand, get some good photos around it, put it onto the website, push it out, done. And then boost it to your local audience if you want to do it that way. You could do that you could probably do that in an hour easily.
A term in the digital marketing space is multi-channel approach. But I feel like there's probably a lot of people who don't understand what that means and why it's important.
Yeah.
Can you break that down?
Yeah. It's creating content for your website and pushing it out everywhere. That's the guts of it. It's like, if you're going to, at the moment, I've got an area, I'm doing 30 blogs in 30 days. And I'm seeing a massive traffic increase. So I'm putting the blog onto my website first. I'm putting it through Grammarly to make sure that all my spelling and everything's correct.
Yeah.
I'm then finding a nice image or getting my graphic designer to make a nice graphic for it. And then get it out to Facebook, get it out to Insta, get it onto your Google profile page. If you've got a database, get it out to your newsletter. So you're creating one piece of content and it goes everywhere. Then you can boost that to your Facebook, Instagram pages, use your likes and then do your lookalike audiences. And you can also have Google ads running, which can push straight to your blog or your new content or your new offer. So it's covering all bases.
Yeah.
You want stuff going out everywhere.
What's an example for you? Like what are the types of blogs and content that you're producing at the moment?
Well, I was talking to a client yesterday who's got a software company for charities. Brilliant software. It's cost them a lot of money to build.
Yeah.
And he just needs leads. And we're going through we're doing a lot of Google tracking at the moment. It's like, what are people searching for in this business? What are they looking for? Charity CRM, fundraising software. So we do the research around that. And then in my tracking, I have these Google tracking reports where I can see where those keywords are going, what the volumes are. So you have your main critical keyword might be charity CRM Australia. But underneath that, there's all these long tail keywords. They might only have 10, 15 searches a month, but there's no competition to them. And they're really, like, there's some good volume there, right? So we try and find that, and it takes a little bit of time. And then like yesterday, he's gone, right, I need to be ranking for charity CRM in Australia. I know there's only 10 a month, but if I get one of them, generally it's a big corporate company and they've got lots. So anyway, so what we've done is we've gone, right, ChatGPT, give me some blog topics on charity CRMs for Australia on a 30 days worth of blog posts. And we're grabbing those and going, these look pretty good. And then just creating content around that. All the content on the website blog is in a category called like charity CRM. And we're just pushing that content out daily. It's working.
Yeah.
So that's where I would go with that. It's like, find what you need to rank for and then create blogs around it. Also, improve your website pages first. You can push a blog out, and then inside your blog, people have got a whole lot of text. But where's the action on that? What do you want people to do next? It's like, book a demo, check out the top 10 reasons why to use this company. You want to push them from the blog into different areas of the website so that you're going down some sort of funnel.
There's no one and done solution when creating a website and going, that's going to go there and that's going to do well. It's a constant reiteration of going, okay, we put the button there and for some reasons people are still falling off. So where might the problems be?
Yeah. I'm just going through this right now. I've got a couple of clients who are struggling a little bit with leads, and we're moving things around. So it'll be on the book a demo page. We're testing 3 pages. And we're just rotating it. And the one that's working the best is the one with nothing on it. It's just book a demo with a form. And the one where I thought was going to work really, really well had a new video we got made, all the testimonials, FAQs. It had navigation across the top. So what we've just pulled all that in and gone, navigation's gone from the top. It's like a booking demo page, form only. Bang. Wow. Okay. And you wouldn't expect it to work, because there's not enough on it. So there must have been an area in that where they've gone to the website, they've seen all their pages, they're happy with the branding, and then gone, yeah.
And that's the importance of testing.
A/B testing. Not thinking that you know what people are going to do. Like you've got to test. I'll have clients come up to me and say, I want to rank for this keyword only. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like one keyword and there's like 1,000 variations. You're missing out on so many opportunities. And when you see the reports and then you go, well, there's no search volume to that keyword you just mentioned, your website's never going to work because there's no search volume to it.
You're speaking about volume of search with particular keywords and this and that. Break that down a little bit for me and the process of that. A lot of people can start to look into that with really simple tools on looking for particular search terms or words or whatever that they can then use to improve their website. How would that process work?
If I was getting started, I had no idea. I'd go, I'm a builder on the Central Coast builders. And then down the bottom of your Google search, you'll see you might also be looking for this, or it's got at the bottom of Google, it's got that. It's
or people are also interested in it.
Yeah, or searching this. That's your first start because Google's obviously getting a database together and going, well, people are also looking for this. So you tap on that. That's where I'd start straight away.
Yeah.
So then I'd go build my website, see where I'm ranking. Also see where I'm ranking for those other ones down the bottom of Google. And that would be the first start for me in going, okay, and building content around that. And then doing research around those keywords and then trying to find some variations that are like real money keywords that no one's actually putting onto their website. It's harder and harder to find now.
Yeah.
But you can still get content out there pretty easy and put them onto your website for them.
Yeah.
So, and then see where they rank.
Yeah. So, and then the process of that is going, okay, if I was to type in Central Coast Builder, which is probably something that there's a bit of volume on, and then scrolling down to the bottom and going, okay, this is what Google reckons, so I'm going to trust that Google kind of knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
How do I then take that? So then it comes up with Terryville Builder or Central Coast Custom Home Builder, which is a small difference, but could be a big difference when it comes to ranking on Google. What do you then do with that information? So you've got the words. What do you do with that?
If you're going to do this yourself, you can use, like Google's got a free tool called the Keyword Planner.
Okay.
So you can put keywords into there. It's free if you've got a Google account, and it'll give you variations. It'll tell you what the search volumes are and everything. I then take it from there and put it into some other commercial tools, and it gives me backlinking of my competition and all this sort of stuff to see how hard it is to rank for. It's got like a green and a red light to it, which is commercial. But from a basic point of view is take your main keywords, put them into the Google Planner and see what's going on. And focus, and then also focus on what you can actually achieve. Like, do I actually do this?
Sure.
You don't want people coming in and going, I don't know, if you're selling a red kayak, but you've only got green ones type of thing. There's no point putting any of that on your website. So that's how I'd approach that. Just keep it really simple, but use a keyword planner.
Yeah. And then it's about going, okay, maybe I need to start changing just little bits of text throughout the website that includes all of that.
Yeah, you don't want to stuff keywords. You want it's and blogs are more topical these days now as well. It's not like how we used to do it. Like at the same time, if you're selling a red Ferrari, you can go red Ferrari for sale. It's still like that's what people are looking for.
Sure.
So you got these selling keywords as well. It's like when people are really ready to buy, they're looking for those keyword of what you're selling, deals, discounts. You know, they're looking for buying keywords. When they're browsing, they might be looking at what's a really good TV to buy.
Yeah.
And then you hone in on maybe a Samsung 65-inch. Then you go, well, that's what I sell. So it's like, well, 65-inch Samsung TV discounted, or all the companies now are doing zip pay, and they make easy ways to pay, and then you're looking at the reviews. So there's all that comes into it as well.
Yeah.
But on a broadly, I think that's where you start. You get your ranking broadly, and then all these buying keyword type things is where you start getting into conversion optimization.
What would be three simple ways for a business to just begin to drive traffic to their website? Three simple things that they can do.
Facebook brand awareness ads.
Okay.
I would be pushing that. Some localized SEO.
Okay.
And making sure that you're ranking locally. My main focus these days is localized business, service-based local businesses. So you want to be ranking locally in the Google Maps. You need to be there.
Okay.
It's a no-brainer, and you push your reviews to that. And building up a database that you can push out newsletters. Like if you've got a good lead magnet, that would be three things I would do. And then if you've got the budget, push some Google ads out with it as well for remarketing.
Yeah.
Because not everyone's ready to buy. They're browsing.
Yeah.
So they've come and had a look. I'm not ready to buy it, but I'm looking.
Yeah.
And there's too many people out there that they think they're going to spend $100 and get an instant sale. It's not always the case.
What is localized SEO?
It's ranking locally. Like service-based businesses who are in multiple cities need multiple Google profile business pages or Google My Business. Once you've got a Google My Business page, you will be ranking locally somewhere. And they're free to set up.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, and what Google wants is directories pushing to it, reviews pushing to it, content pushing to it on a regular basis. So there's a few areas in localized SEO, and then that pushes to landing page with localized content on your website. So you might have a website landing page for Builder Central Coast or, Passive Builder Central Coast. And it's like you have a really good page based around localized content.
Yeah.
And then you can push that. Another really, really simple strategy is to take that content, put it onto Facebook and share it personally in localized groups. The terrible chit chat, the whatever it is, Central Coast business pages go, hey, we've got this really good solar deal going on at the moment, and let's share that out.
Yeah.
And it's organic, just a little bit of time, but you can do it easy. So I do a lot of that as well. It's important.
What is website hosting? I feel like this is something that's very overlooked. And one thing you said to me is the problem is people don't realize how important it is until something goes wrong. What is web hosting in simple terms, and why is it important?
Web hosting is where your website is actually located. So there's cheap shared hosting. There might be 500 websites or maybe even more on the one host. So if you've got a really, really busy website, it's going to be slow and it's going to be clunky. There's also an issue around security and hacking, and there's a lot of shared servers out there that get hacked. And if one of them gets hacked, it can take out the whole lot. We had an issue with this last week, actually. It was a big, big problem. You get it fixed, but you want to make sure you've got localized backups. And speed is everything. You've got 3 or 4 seconds. Like, people are we're very impatient. You don't want to wait. It's not always the hosting. It could be your internet connection or whatever that is. But website hosting needs to be fast and secure. And these days is an area called redundancy, where if one host goes down, another one needs to click in. And what I've found is Google Cloud hosting is the best I've ever used. It's fast, it's trusted. It costs a bit more, but you're just not going to have the problems, and you've got the speed. You've got to invest in that, because even when you're trying to rank for SEO, security and speed are massive factors. So Google's trying to secure the internet, for one, and so is Facebook. It's like they're trying to secure the internet. So if you've got clunky, slow hosting that's not secure, you're going to go, you're just not giving yourself the best chance of even ranking. Put all the content on the website that you like. If people can't see it because it's not loading, you're gone, pretty much.
Yeah, which is so important, because a lot of people do spend a lot of money getting their websites done, investing in content creators and copywriters and this and that, advertising this and that. But ultimately there becomes a bottleneck where people are trying to come into the website, it's not loading, so they're backdooring it, which is important.
And there's nothing worse than getting a website hacked and your whole business going down because of it. If you haven't been through it, then you're lucky. But if you're on cheap hosting, like $35 or $50 a year or something, mine's like $100 a month. Because it's like, we have to make sure that you're secure. And the other side of that is you've got to make sure everything's up to date.
Yeah.
If your software's out of date, that's another issue that Google's looking at. Like, you've got to have up-to-date, secure software. And it's just a no-brainer, really.
In the digital marketing landscape, you've got a lot of people making empty promises.
Yeah.
I think the digital marketing space, from my experience even in being a business owner, working with digital marketers and advertisers and stuff like that, there is a lot of missing trust.
Yep.
So how can a business learn to understand and measure digital marketing results, SEO results, to make sure that what they're investing in is actually working?
The biggest area that business owners care about is sales and leads and expenses. They don't care about traffic. I've had one person ask me about traffic since 2007. But if you're getting leads coming in, they don't care. So you can measure all you like and say, I've got 10,000 followers coming in a day, but no leads?
Yeah.
Means nothing. So the way I got around this was to put a system in place on your inquiry form. How did you hear about us? And you go, how did you hear about us? Well, we heard you from Google. Great. It might have come through a website contact form, but even if they call, it's like, how did you hear about us? And then it's actual measurable results. And then what you can I've got a spreadsheet that we set up years ago, and you can actually put in how many inquiries come in from Google, Facebook, and it measures that. It gives you a cost per inquiry and a cost per sale. You can look at Google Analytics, and most people don't understand it, and it'll be like, what are your acquisitions, or what's an acquisition mean? Well, it's Google, Facebook, Instagram, and it tells you where everyone's coming in from. They might have found you first of all on Google, but they converted from Facebook.
Yeah.
So, Facebook's the one that's working. No, it wasn't. Google was the one that gave you the brand awareness in the first place, or the other way around. Yeah. So I think there's not enough, and this is where the multi-channel approach comes into play. It's like we're targeting every platform. People are seeing us everywhere, but they're going to convert where they are, but they might have found you first on Google or Facebook. So then how do you measure that when it comes to that drop-down form? Well, people are going to say where they converted from. I think that whole ask a question of where they converted, I think is hugely important. And that gives you actual facts there.
What are some of the most common mistakes that you see that businesses make that hinder their growth with their digital marketing? Okay.
Obviously branding.
Yeah.
I think that whole seeing what the businesses are doing really, really quickly is what matters there. It's like they first come into your website, what is it that you do? It's got to be instant.
Yeah.
You can't be guessing what that is. You're just going to back out and go, this looks dodge. So the branding, that's all part of the branding and the message and the offers and the deals. And I think that's all really, 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 really important. Phone number top right. Not everyone wants to browse. They just want your phone number. Yeah. Search box top right. Logo top left. It's all pretty standard these days. Nice big banner. And inside that banner, put a nice big headline of what you do. Done.
Something off the back of that, and this is something that I feel like there's a bit of a division in the space, but in your opinion, and this isn't for all industries, but industries where, say you're a catering company or you're a service provider, or you have set packages and offerings or core fundamental packages that you offer, what's your thoughts on publicizing your pricing?
Testing. We are just doing that with a client at the moment. I'm going to take pricing off.
Okay.
Because almost every business owner says to me, when I get the lead, I can sell it.
Right.
Whether it's an ego thing or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
9 out of 10, I'll convert. Just get me the lead.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, take pricing off. Then it creates that, I wonder how much this is. I might miss, and keep it simple. The people's forms can be way too complicated. Name an email and just even have a lead form where it's like, for our pricing and capability statement, put in your name and email and just forward it to them that way. At least you've captured the lead.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to do it that way because I think it builds like trust and it's open. But at the same time, I'm sure you lose people because you haven't created that relationship yet.
Sure.
You know, that's my side to it. You want to be able to build that, and it's not just about pricing. It's like, if you're just looking at pricing, what about the value? What about the business? What about the business you're missing because you're just focusing on this, looking at cheap pricing? I think there's a big area around that we've all been talking about lately is value.
Yeah.
And getting value for money out of it. So, yeah, I think it's testing.
Yeah.
Have a pricing page and take it off 1 week and put it back on the next. And it's quite simple with the website platforms these days. You can just untick a couple of boxes to take out a certain section.
Yeah.
Just do it that way.
Yeah. 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 It's an interesting answer because I am more of the mindset of making it public, being transparent, kind of weed out the tire kickers a little bit, especially if you're more on the premium end where you can be getting all these leads, but if they're expecting $100 service and you're $1,000 service, you're kind of wasting your time. But I think the ultimate answer is that middle ground of test and see what the market wants more.
I think so. It's I don't think we think we know. But every industry is different, and if you're the only one doing what you're doing, then why not? But if your competition are half your price, they might be half the quality as well.
Yeah.
So you've got to get that across in your branding. It's like, we are charging more because we are so much better. You know, we're covering everything here for you, not just a Facebook ad account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the same price, we're giving you this, this, and this. It's like this. How do you get that across? You've got to talk to the person on the phone and have a bit of a chat about things because it's what is it that you need? How many leads do you need a week? Yeah. You know, like I need 1,000 or I'm happy with one. So, yeah. I think pricing is based around value and you've got to get that across.
I 100% agree, and it's something that probably needs to be understood more is if you're a commodity offer, you have to be in the price range of the other competitors because you're a commodity.
Yeah, that's right.
Petrol stations have to keep within a price range because if you're too expensive, someone else is just going to go somewhere to get the exact same product. Yeah. The difference becomes when you can create an offer that no one else has and a value-driven offer that no one else has that solves more problems than anyone else has. Exactly. And then you're in what's called a blue ocean where no one else is hanging out. Yeah. And there's fish to eat on that no one else is feeding on. What are the first steps that someone could take to start to create a good offer to separate themselves from everyone else?
I reckon you create 10 headlines, 10 offers, and run them all.
Yeah.
And one will just work better than the rest.
Yeah. Just run, say, set up 10 different ads or set up. Yeah.
Work it out. Work it out. If you're gonna sell these microphones, you could put an offer around these and create 10 different headlines, 10 different creatives, and push them out at different times and test which one works.
Yeah.
I don't think we know that. I don't think we know either. I think it's like some people are so set in their answer that it's like ego driven. It's like, hold it, no, let's create some nice creatives, video, whatever it is around it, and just test what's going to work. And maybe none of them will work. Move on to the next offer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like there's issue. I've got an issue with in a couple of areas at the moment where it's like quote within 24 hours and we'll finish a job within 2 weeks, or we give the best service in town. People are expecting that anyway. So it's not really an offer. That's just part of your branding. It's like if you can't get quotes out fast or invoice fast or whatever it is because there's too much other stuff going on, you're too caught up in your business, that's affecting your brand.
What are some of the upcoming and consistent trends that are happening right now that you're seeing in the world of digital marketing?
Voice search,
Okay.
which is another big part of localized SEO.
Right. And what is that?
So it'll be, hey Siri, where is the closest Thai restaurant? You know, and the way you build up your search around that is through frequently asked questions on your website, blogs. It all comes back to content. You know, so you might have a frequently asked questions page on your website, and it's not just headlines; it's topics.
Okay.
It's like, we've got a Thai restaurant. Here's our FAQs. Do you do home delivery in Terrigal? Yes, we do home delivery in Terrigal, and la 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 la, whatever the rest of that description is, and you have a whole lot of FAQs, which are then used in voice search. So it's a big part of what's going on right now. It's going to become more and more and more. If you had a home on the computer, you might just type it all out. But voice search is the big one, and it's localized SEO and it's content driven as well.
How do you, or how does RCS stay up to date? Like, what are the things that you do to continually stay on top? One for yourself, but two for your clients.
If my clients aren't getting leads and sales, it's all hands on deck trying to work out why. And in that process, you learn things. Mm-hmm. And when you're learning things, it's normally coming across from what the competition are doing. And like we had this exact conversation yesterday. It's like, here's this blog. Oh my God, it's so much better than ours. We've got great content, but there's a lot missing around there on conversion. So for me, it's an ongoing process. It doesn't stop. It's a daily thing. And if there's an issue with a client not getting leads and they're spending coin, and that's the worst scenario, not getting a return on investment because their offer's not there or something's not right with their website, I don't think that stops.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I feel like, we've slipped a little bit here in this industry. But then it's like a client will come on board and go, yeah, we need to tie you this up. And yesterday was the blog. So it's like putting actions in there and things like that, which make people want to convert. We had no converters on this blog. It was like, what's the next, what do you want them to do next? So that's all part of it. How conversion optimization is probably the area that is the most trending.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing personally, it's like we're getting people in. Why aren't they converting? And most of my clients, it's fine.
Yeah.
But we focus on the ones that aren't, and that's where the learnings come from, which you can then push on to everyone else. And then you'll see something new and you'll go, oh no, this is so good. I need to put it on everyone's website. And there's like 100 of them. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. What are probably the common things that you see that a website needs improving on to either get up to date with competitors or get ahead of the game?
Content, again.
Yeah.
Core vitals is another one that Google's looking at, is speed and security.
Yeah.
You've got to have your hosting fast.
Yeah.
You've got to have your security around it. You've got to protect user data. You've got to have your branding suite. It's got to be looking so much better than your comp. If not so much better, but at least the same quality.
Yeah.
And I think that's the basics of it. And making sure that content is on there, on your website, really well written, really well structured, and it'll rank somewhere organically on Google. And then from there you can track.
What do you think are the common misconceptions around digital marketing and SEO and strategy that people need to know?
I used to hear a fair bit a couple of years ago that SEO didn't work and neither did Google Ads. And I used to laugh. I was like, Google makes a fortune from Google Ads because they work. People wouldn't spend money on them if they didn't.
Yeah.
And SEO works, but this takes a little bit of time. And because we're such an impatient country, we want everything to happen now. But the money is in SEO long term. You can cut your ad spend back. So you create content now. You get your SEO up. You're pushing ads to that, and it all works. You know, there's no I'm just going to do Facebook ads. Great, but people are clicking those Facebook ads, going to your website, and the content's crappy and your branding's bad. You're just losing conversions.
Yeah.
So I think there's this whole again, this multi-channel approach. Don't just stick to one channel. Stick to it all. Get the content on your website, and that's going to help you rank for all these long tail keywords. You got stuff to push out to your social channels, and that's really the guts of it. It's like it all works, so don't tell me that it doesn't. I've been doing this for way too long, and it does. It's just that this SEO can take a little bit of time and a little bit of strategy and conversation around, this is what I want to target next. This is my audience. This is what I want to target, and creating content around that. It all comes back to content.
Yeah.
That's what I'm finding. And video is obviously the hugest part right now. It's people don't necessarily want to read, they want to watch. That's how I would approach that. So
if I was a tradie business and I had work coming in and it was all good. I had a small team. It was me, my wife, and maybe I wanted to grow a little bit more. I could definitely do with using more leads, more business, more whatever.
Yeah.
I want to scale. What is a realistic expectation for me as a business owner on what I should be spending and what I should be focusing on, and who I should be employing and working with to get those results, to grow my business? Say I wanted to grow by 50% in the next 12 months. What's a realistic budget and strategy that I can implement?
I would say if you want to get some growth, you would need to spend what I'm finding across so many industries is you need to put at least $1,000 a month into ad spend.
Okay.
Minimum. You're not set on that budget.
Yeah.
And some industries will be a little bit less, and some will need to be more because it's more competitive.
Yeah.
That's just on ads. That's just on ad spend. So you might just want to do Facebook ads to start with and put some brand awareness out there. I would say take that $1,000 and split it between Google ads and Facebook ads.
Yeah.
And then see which one's working better. What I have noticed, if you cut one off, it cuts off the other as well because you're remarketing.
Yep.
So you can split that between two, and like $20 a day, $30 a day around ads. I think it's like that's not much. It's not. It's like $1,000. It's and if you're bringing in leads from that, it's cheap marketing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then from that you also want to do your localized SEO, so you're ranking organically there as well. And then pushing content onto your website and getting it, and like in your ads, you want to make sure that you got good quality graphics. So you'll need to put a bit of money into that initially, and that's why we've got an initial setup package. It's like a Kickstart package. It's like it creates all the branding requirements you need to get the lead to the conversion. So $1,000 on ads is one part, but getting them into convert is the next part, and then part of the setup would be making sure everything's fast first and set up well and well branded. So then when people are coming into your business and having a nosy, everything is flush.
Yeah.
And you're getting that conversion happening. So ads $1,000, probably about $500 a month on localized SEO, which includes all your hosting and everything like that and your maintenance.
Yeah.
And then you can look at initially going, we need about 20 graphics. We need to get a photographer out. We need someone like you to do video, and just have all of that on file that we can use as we need it ongoing. So you have this initial setup, which can be a one-off thing, which might cost you a couple of $1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you want to grow, you got to put that in.
Yeah.
And that's the basics of it. I wouldn't even start running ads for someone normally until all their branding's right.
Yeah.
Because I know it's not going to work, and they're going to get a phone call going, I haven't got anything coming in. I'm going, because your website's crappy.
Yeah, sure.
So...
Yeah. So we're looking at $1,000 just to invest into the advertising. You got $500 ongoing for your localized SEO.
Yeah.
You've then got like your ad management. So
Yeah.
that'd be what?
Yeah, our localized SEO package covers ad management.
Okay.
You know, so what I mainly want people to do is put more of their budget into the ads, into the ad spend, which is in their own account. We just manage it for them.
Yeah.
So there's it's low risk for them. It's like you've got access to it whenever you want.
Yeah.
We're just going to manage it for you and tell you, hey, you need to spend a bit more money because this competition over here are spending like 20 times more than you. You got to be realistic.
That's
so it's
right.
like how much of the market do you want?
Yep.
And then picking your battles around that and what keywords I'm going to focus on. So there's a bit more to it than just a set rate.
Yeah.
And it depends on industry, but a localized Central Coast business, Sydney might be a little bit more because there's a bigger area, but it depends what you can handle as well.
Yeah.
Like some people go, cut my ads back, I'm getting too many inquiries. Others are like, haven't got enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, hit it harder, man.
To bring that back to say a tradie again who wants to scale over that next 12 months.
Yeah.
What in the ballpark range? So initial setups for that might be a couple of thousand.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at ongoing, say, 1,000 to 1,500 a month, something like.
Yeah, including Google and Facebook ad spend.
Yeah. Sure.
And other companies, competition would say a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But I'm the way I work is hold on, let's not spend any more right now. Let's work on the conversions.
Sure.
People are going to come into your website. They're going to come into your Facebook. They're going to come in.
Yeah.
But they might be leaving because there's something wrong. I keep coming back to conversion and content because it's like, that's going to get traffic in.
Yeah.
Then what? And then you go, okay, let's sort our branding out. What's our offers and deals? You got to make people convert.
Yeah.
So I would be happy to say with most industries you could start there.